Hello, Mr. Randy Ducker, and welcome back for another video. Today we're finishing up the videos of the new Warhammer 40k World War II tanks, and I would like to say I've saved the best one to last, but I don't think I have. So let's just, what I'm going to do, because it's a new tank, I'm just going to explain briefly about the tank before we get on to the replays I've got for you today to show you the tank. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the positives, because to be honest I don't feel there's many with this tank, but the positives are it has got a really cool gun mechanic, and it's a new gun mechanic, and I do like it. Essentially what you've got is you've got 3 rounds with all the same penetration of 280 penetration, but they have different reloads and different alpha which you can use depending on which situation you're in. So you've got the first round, which has 700 alpha with a 19.8 second base reload. So it's obviously before you've got any equipment on it and your crew to increase that. You've then got the premium rounds, which have a 875 alpha with a 24.7 second base reload. So you can actually get some really disgusting rolls with that tank. I've rolled for 1000 damage multiple times, so that round can be really nasty. And then you've got the final round, which is a 350 alpha round with a 9.9 seconds base reload. So what that means is, depending on what situation you're in, you know, at the start, if you've got a long time between your shots, you can use the big charge shot to you know, when you do get an opportunity to hit the tanks, you really hit them. Or if you can use your 700 alpha round, or if you're in a situation where you need fire quickly, you've got the 350 round. All 3 shots basically have the same DPM, pretty much the same DPM for each round. It's just situational in which one you want to use. So that is pretty cool. I quite like that idea. The downfall of this tank destroyer is it's on an E100 chassis. But don't be fooled, it does not have E100 armour. The armour is absolutely abysmal, really, on this. And you're going to get, no tank's going to struggle to penetrate you. I mean, yeah, of course you can bounce the odd shot when you're side scraping, etc. But the armour isn't good on tank. It's not like the E100 armour. And then you have a situation where you do have the E100 camo, which is abysmal, and you do have the E100 speed. I think this is slightly quicker, but not noticeably. So you kind of get in a situation of how do you play a tank, because you know, do you want to brawl with this tank but you don't have any armour? Do you want to try and play it as a traditional tank destroyer and try and sort of snipe, but you don't have any camo? So it does get you in a situation where it's a little bit awkward. And then you've got the alpha, sorry, the premium, the penetration on the tank, which is only 280, which is pretty low considering you don't have any like higher for your premium penetration. I mean, you can pen stuff, but you know, this was put in comparison. Let's say the Turan's premium rounds are 395 heat rounds. The standard penetration is 303. So yeah. But let's just get on to the replay and we can just see what this tank can do. Okay, so here we are for replay number 1 on Siegefield Line. It's in counter battle and there is no enemy fun police. There is one enemy light tank, which is one of the wheelie boys. Now immediately I'm going to load the premium round, ones with the longest reload but the highest alpha. Because you know, hopefully if someone gets spotted we can slap them with the big alpha and get a decent start to the game. We are trying to cross here and get out of into sort of cover as quickly as possible, because if we get spotted crossing here it's not going to end well for us. But an enemy tank destroyer does get spotted and we end up managing to pick up the kill, but only 496 damage, but at least we know we have picked up a first kill of the game. So yeah, I actually do, you know, this tank has E100 camo, but I do actually end up running, I put camo net on it in the end, only because I put that on and a couple of camo perk skills, just so I don't get auto spotted all the time. I've got the concealment down to about 347, which is not good, but it helps, it does help. I mean, arguably I could just get rid of the camo net and put vents on, or gun lane drive or something else, but that's what I've gone for, and it seemed to it felt like I wasn't getting detected all the time, so it was helping a little bit. But we're getting a shot into this Warhammer 100. Unfortunately, yeah, we're full bloomed with the aim time there, and we track them in place, and we do manage to pick up a bit of track assistance, but we're not able to get that big shot in to pick up the the potentially 1,000 alpha, 875 average roll of damage on that round. We're pushing up because, as you can see, the majority of our team are playing on the field, so I'm just going to try and push up and actually give us some vision and get behind this bunker. I have enough cover that if I get behind the bunker, the enemy team can't just full send me because there's so many guns behind me. And as we've got no one really playing the town at the moment, I might as well try and push up and see what we can spot so we can get in this game and try and pick up some damage for ourselves. I try and knock this tree down just so I've got a bit more concealment, try and get any bit of advantage we can do with the terrain there. And I'm looking for a shot to try and see if we can get a shot onto this wheelie boy, into this light tank, because it is the only light tank in the game. It would be quite big if we could take it out. The Warhammer 100 is running, and we do manage to land a shot with a big round there. We do low roll. We only got hit for about 800 alpha there, but it's just how it is. And now we're on reload again, while we're trying to make, see if we can get rid of this enemy light tank. Because once we've got rid of the enemy light tank, that's going to get rid of a lot of the vision of the team. It's also going to be awkward because at the moment the light tank over there could potentially have side shots into us if we push up. So I really do want to try and take care of this tank as quickly as possible, but I don't have any easy shots onto this tank, unfortunately. I'm just waiting to see if he makes a mistake so I can get a shot in. We are up in tanks at the moment, so if the game's going okay. I've decided to push up. We do spot an enemy grill. I'm looking to see if we can get any shots if he keeps trying to cross out into the open. But it's not happening. At the moment he's stuck into cover. I'm just going to try and lose my spot and then see if we can get another opportunity to get any shots in. We go for the shot on this light tank. We do hit the light tank there, but annoyingly it just gets absorbed into his wheels, and rather than take away most of his hit points, we just damaged the wheel. But it has slowed the light tank right down and is now taking punishment, as you can see here. We're hoping he's going to get taken out. He would have already been dead if the shot penned, but we have got an opportunity to shoot the grill now. We do get a shot into the grill there. Unfortunately we do low roll again, but that has put us on to just shy of 2,000 damage, and we're starting now to make progress on this game. I'm just going to push up as our friendly light tank is engaging the enemy light tank. Hopefully he wins that battle, but while he's distracted I can push up and I can try and spot any of the tanks camping on this back ridge, which there normally is. Normally behind this pillar box at the top, you tend to get a lot of tanks just camping that position. So if you can light them up and you've got guns covering you, you can potentially pick up quite a lot of assistance. So I am pushing forward, trying to get in there. We get a nice shot there into the enemy stone cold. We swap to the small alpha rounds so we can try and finish them off with a quick reload. And that's that's the part I like about this tank, having a gun where you can swap rounds like that. I think that's quite cool. It's just a shame the tank it's on, it just doesn't really fit. Having it on an E100 with no armour is a bit odd, because you're quite a big target. Like, so you can bounce shots, but like it's just not reliable at all. It's not like playing E100. 57 comes in for us, but we've got a lot of cover here, so he's going to get taken out pretty quickly. And we only, we take two penetration shots in return. So that's a pretty good trade, picking up 3 kills, putting us on to 3,300 damage and 1,000 assistance. 4 enemy tanks remaining. Charging the big round to see if we can get any big shots in here as we try and push forward. As you can see, at least two of the enemy team are in the cap. We now spot a 3rd tank around in the cap. So we know where all the tanks are now, because 3 are in the cap. The MUPS is on the sort of top left to us from where we are now. But we're just going to try and move forward and see if we can land any shots here. Try and get another charge shot into any of the tanks over here and just boost our damage here. E50 comes down. We do slap the E50. We do low roll again, but we swap to the small rounds now so we can just try and finish this tank off. And we do manage to do so before he gets into cover. Picking up the 4th kill, 1,000 assistance, 4,300 damage with 3 enemy tanks remaining, and we know where they are all located. I've actually kept the small rounds in here because I was thinking these tanks were going to die pretty quickly. Didn't know if I was going to get time to get the reload in. We do spot an enemy, well, Avery, we get a shot into the Avery. Now we need to get back into cover because the Avery can pen us through the lower plate. And yeah, would one-shot us from this situation. So we do have to be conscious of that, but also I want to try and get as much damage in as I can. We've got the mutts on our left. I'm just kind of ignoring them at the moment because it's going to take me too long to get there. And I've got shots onto this enemy Avery at the moment, trying to get shots in while he's distracted, not paying attention to us. We do get another shot in there, putting us onto 5,000 damage with 4 kills. Hoping to try and get another shot in as he pokes round there. We do get one in now. I need to try and back round into cover. Now I'm kind of expecting this Avery to die because he's got tanks coming behind him. The enemy Mutts puts a shot into us and then pulls back down into cover. I'm thinking the Avery's going to die before I get a shot, so I'm going to push the Mutts, but while I do that I'm going to keep my gun locked in on the Avery just in case I do get an opportunity to get a shot in. But he does get taken out by a friendly Conqueror, and it's just this one shot Mutts remaining. And we're just going to try and push forward and see if we can get the kill. Our friendly team actually missed a shot, so I'm thinking I might be able to actually pick up the 5th kill here, which would be nice. We come round, should pick up the kill here. Unfortunately, the gun doesn't work for us, but we do get around and pick up the 5th kill. And that's it for the first replay. Let's just see how we got on before we move on to the second replay, which is the ace. So let's move on to the first one. We get 5 kills, 5,600 damage, 1,000 assistance. Get the first caliber, first class, sorry, and the high caliber. But yeah, that's it for replay number 1. Let's move on to the final replay. Okay, so here we are for the final replay on El Omain. There is 1 enemy fun place in the game, and there is 3 enemy light tanks. So we're going to charge, obviously, the premium, the charge shot straight away, because you might as well time you're not going to get any action before that's reloaded, and then you've got the best chance to slap someone for the the big 875 alpha round. So we're going to try and move up and just use these ridges in front of us at the start, see what gets spotted, and again just work out where we want to go from there. I don't really want to commit one side or the other until I know where the enemy team are playing, because I'm not very quick, and obviously I am a tank destroyer, and yeah, so I want to just try and put myself in the best sort of situation. And as you can see, a lot of the enemy team have pushed this side very, very early on. So I kind of now know I need to try and defend the base from over here and try and deal with these shots. Try and get a nice shot into this light tank early. Annoyingly, I pre-aim it, aim it fairly well, but it just gets absorbed into the tracks. I track them in place, any repairs, which is frustrating because it would have been nice to get that early damage in. I'm going to keep the quick reload rounds in now because I don't think I've really got time to load the bigger shot, and I want to try and get some punish in before the enemy team manages to cross. I do get a nice blind shot in there, so we put ourselves up to about 746 damage, which is a shame we didn't get the big shot into the light tank, but it is what it is. We've loaded the standard 700 alpha rounds now to see if we can get a shot into one of these light tanks. As I said, sort of just forcing around like crazy at the moment. We are managing to block a few shots from the tanks on the far left, mainly because they are just shooting at the front of our turret for distance, and although you can still bounce the odd shot with the armour. It's just not the E100 armour, not at all. So we're pulling back into cover. We did manage to land that big shot there. Well, the 700 alpha shot into the light tank, and the enemy team have lost. I think 2 of the light tanks out of the 3. With only 1 light tank remaining, and we're trying to see if we can get a kill on the Sheridan here. It would be quite nice if we could take this out, because you see our base is kind of not really defended at all. Our rest of our team are kind of pushing down the other side, so I do need to stay alive and try and help defend our base in this situation. Obviously bear in mind that we do have an enemy fun place in the game as well, but I've got this rock to my right hand side which I can use if I need to try and get cover. But we spot an enemy S-Bahn, and we're trying to back up so he doesn't have a shot sent to us, because we don't want to get hit by that tank. So we are going to move to this sort of rock on the right hand side, this little cliff here, so we can stay protected from the fun police, but also keep us protected from that S-Bahn there while we look for shots. We are 3 tanks down at the moment, but yeah, we've got a nice shot, potential shot here into that Vegeta. Unfortunately, that shot just derped, and we wasn't able to pick up that. So we've not had the best of starts, but we have kept all of our hit points in the game, so we've still got an opportunity. We're charging our big shot now while we wait to see if anything else tries to push over to this side, see if we can get a shot into that Progetto, which we know was there somewhere. If it gets detected, we might be able to get a shot. But then an enemy T-30 is coming behind us, and thankfully he actually has the small gun, but we are able to then pick him up and pick up a bit of assistance from our friendly teammates. Progetto now goes for a shot on us. We're trying to keep ourselves safe behind this ridge line, so we can try and get some shots on where possible. So far we're on to about 2,000 damage, a tiny bit of assistance, and have picked up a kill. But we've never really been in full control of this game. We've been in a couple of tanks down pretty much all the way through. We have lost our friendly fun police, but I've seen an opportunity to get a shot into one of these TDs, which are not paying attention to ourselves. We do land a big shot, putting ourselves up to just shy of 3,000 damage. We don't roll for the maximum. We do low roll on the Sturm unless he's got some of the damage reduction perks there. But we're going to get time to try and get another shot in, and again this enemy S-Bahn's not paying attention to ourselves, he's looking for shots, and we do get a nice shot in there, putting us on to just shy of 4,000 damage while we go back on to reload. Just trying to keep ourselves protected from all tanks really. The fun police, you can see, he's aiming in there, but behind this rock he's not really going to get any shots onto us. Here we are safe from the artillery underneath this. It's really when we poke to try and get shots that we have a window of opportunity to slap us. Pulling back now, and we're going to see if that S-Bahn is still there. We would really quite like to take out that tank if possible. We're still 2 tanks down at this moment, but we're on, and we're starting to get a little bit surrounded. We do get a nice another shot there into the S-Bahn. Now we swap to the small shots because he's a potential 1 shot to us, more likely probably a 2 shot, but we do get 1 in. Now they have a definite 1 shot, but we also don't really want to get hit back in return. But we're going to keep the small rounds loaded so that we're able to finish them off. The enemy fun police is shot. I think it is the auto loading artillery. So we've got to be a bit careful of that tank. We're looking to see if we can get the finish. Yes, Barnes also looking at us, but thankfully we're able to get that shot in before they're able to get a shot back to us, putting us on to just shy of 5,000 damage and 2 kills. We're now getting pushed by an enemy mouse. We're loading the big shots. I haven't got time to fully turn around here. I'm going to try and get a shot into lower plate. Unfortunately, it just gets hit. Probably doesn't land true. Hits his tracks, and we don't pen, and he does pen us in return, which is not ideal. We're now going to use this opportunity to turn around, try and get our armour facing him. We do actually bounce a shot there. We've now got an opportunity to hit the lower plate, but as he turns like that, I get less and less likely to pen, because I do only have 280 penetration, but thankfully as he turns side on, allows us to land the penetration shot. We swap to the smaller gun, and then we're able to finish them off, putting us onto just shy of 6,000 damage. 3 kills, but we're still in a 4 versus 4, so still a very close game. I can see on the mini map on the the top right hand corner there, you've got a tank which is potentially going to come behind us. You see, I've just noticed that. I'm just going to turn my attention to find out what that tank is. But it is a full health Avery, so we can't sit in the open like this, because the Avery, as I say, can actually pen us frontally through the lower plate, can pen us in the side. So we want to try and get out away of that Avery basically. So he just gets to the ridge line, but we just managed to get safe before he's able to get shots. So we are now protected from the Avery. It is a 4 versus 3. The enemy still does have a fun police, so I could potentially get shot here, but he's not paying attention to us at the moment, thankfully. And now we're going to look to see if we can get any shots into this enemy Avery. As I say, I could potentially, he could pen us, so we do have to be careful. And he is pretty much on full hit points there, so we don't really want to risk getting 1 shot by that tank at this point in the game. I do still have 2 friendly teammates with me here, and the rest of my other teammate looks like he's going to go for the base, so maybe he's going to find the enemy fun police and we won't have to deal with that. But I'm just waiting patiently to see if I can get any shots on this AV, which I know is around that hill. It's thereabouts. So I'm just waiting to see if they poke, so we can slap them. But we do end up spotting the mouse. But we wanted to push to try and get a shot into him, but we've seen where the Avery is, so I can't get a shot into the mouse from here without getting shot by the Avery. Obviously, if I turn to get a shot in the mouse, it's going to have an easy side shot into the side of our turret. But our friendly E5 is pushing the Avery, so I'm just looking to back him up just in case I can get a shot in. But as he sort of stopped going around there, I don't want to get caught onto this ridge, so I'm going to have to pull back. And I'm thinking, you know what, I might just go and get a shot into this mouse here, because the mouse was, I think, was a one-shot to us, or potential one-shot to us. Our friendly E6 has now taken out the Fun Police. We don't have to concern ourselves with that. We're in a 4 versus 2, and I'm going to look to see if I can get a shot in the mouse, because it's a mouse. It can't have got that far away. I'm guessing he's probably moving back to the base, knowing that the Fun Police has just been taken out, so he knows there is a tank around that area, which could potentially cap out. The enemy Avery has slapped our E5 there, putting him onto a one-shot. There is a mouse. He wasn't a one-shot, but he is a one-shot to us now. He got hit. We're just going to take our time to fully aim this shot, and we do pick up the mouse, putting us into a 4 versus 1 with 4 kills and 6,500 damage. But the enemy Avery takes out our friendly E5, and our other friendly Avery on our team is on a one-shot. So this is not one. You know, an enemy the Avery tank can be very awkward to deal with, especially in this situation, because I've got 800 hit points. So you know, if he splashes us, I'm going to be able to eat a splash. So I can eat probably 2 shots, and probably 2 shots for him to kill us, unless he pens us. If he pens us, I'll be a one-shot, which is always possible. But we're now in a 2 versus 1, and our friendly E6, I think, is also very low. So unless we push together, it's going to be awkward. But our friendly E6 has actually decided that he's going to go and cap the base, which is not a terrible idea at this point. You know, it's not like we're 10 tanks. You know, when you're like 10 versus 4 or something like that, or 10 versus 3, you're like, you know, do we really need to cap out? But in this situation, it's not a terrible idea. We do get a shot into the Avery there as he crosses in the open. He then splashes us, putting us onto one shot, but it's important we hit that shot, because now the enemy Avery is a one shot to us if we use the big rounds, unless we really low roll. So we're on 7,400 damage. We've got the cap pressure going on by our friendly E6, so the enemy tank has to come for us. If he doesn't come for us, he's going to lose the game, because we're in the cap. So he's forced to come and engage us now. He can't get in the cap, he has to come and fight. I'm just going to relocate to a different position. I haven't got time to fully run away, because the AV, if he's closing us down, could be almost upon us now. So I've got to be, you know, be awkward. I'm trying to hopefully catch him in the open, but he has got under that ridge line, so I need to pull back, because the AV can easily splash us and one-shot us here. So what I want to do is try and pull around this ridge, because the Avery doesn't have gun depression unless he's over the side. If he wants to poke us, he's going to have to expose his side, which he does do that, and we're able to get the shot in, and we pick up the kill, confirming the win and bring us to an end of the replay in this tank. So that's probably the best game I had in this tank. So I don't particularly think this tank is that good, because of the reasons I explained at the start. I've got 5 kills, 8,200 damage. We pick up the ace tanker, we get the steel wall. But like I say, I don't particularly think this tank is good, because it's on an E100, you've got no camo, but you haven't got the armour of the E100, so you kind of get stuck in a little bit of limbo of where to play the tank. I do like the gun mechanic though, so that is a positive out of that. I do like the idea of the gun mechanic. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and as always, happy tanking.
Hadouken!